All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is December 10th, 2024. This is the BYOB Market Wrap Up Trade Review. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody out there in digital land. All right, so what did we trade today? What did we trade? We traded some 600 strike. See if I can pull it up here. Just a second. Okay, we traded some 600 strike SPY puts, and we took those late in the day, and we took 5 of them, and they were 3 DTEs. Those closed at those expire on this Friday, so they were only 3 DTE. Now, where did we take those? We took them right here as price came down, and price took out this right there. It was the 604.30 area right there. So we traded some SPY 600 strike, 3 DTEs, expires Friday, and we traded those down to here. I only took 5 of them, and I made $175 from here down to there. Now, what else did we trade? We traded some, I traded some let me see where else we got. We got some more stuff here. Traded some calls. I had some long calls. Still got some long calls, 59 long calls right there. Those expire in 10 days. I sold calls against them. All right, so I have the 610s. I sold 609s against them, and I profited $2,700 on those call spreads right there. All right, I also bought some 603 0 DTE puts, 603 0 DTE, profited, says 2,100. It said something different earlier. I'm not sure what happened, but it's 2,100 on those SPY puts. And they were 603 0 DTE puts. And I got into those probably way back here at the beginning of the day earlier, right about here. Okay, when I saw price get up underneath VWAP, I started buying some of those puts, and I've been trading them all day long. So I made about 2,100 on those or more. It said earlier I made 5,100. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. We'll just take it. It's 2,100. Still a big win for me. All right. So there's we traded that right off the 10-minute chart, and that was red erases green. All right. So right here, right at the entry, right there says 604.67. Now, if you just saw the game plan this morning right here, okay, so it says right there, my bearish entry is under 604.30. So right under 604.30 right here, all right, I started buying puts. Okay, right underneath that, 604.30, you can see price comes down. Right there, 604.30, and I reloaded some puts right back up into here, and we traded it all the way down into this exhaustion candle right down there into the end. All right, so traded some SPY puts down to there, made 2,100 on those. We'll go back to the chart here, and then we'll go look at some charts. Okay, so I made about over 5,000 today in trading the puts and the call spreads. Got some other positions. Some of them are upside down, but as long as I continue to make money, I can probably overcome all of that. We'll see what happens. All right, so made 5K today. That's a good day for me. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. First chart we'll take a look at is SPY. Okay, so you had the marching orders this morning. Price under 604.30 is my bearish red erases green entry this morning. All right, and then the bullish entry was right here. See if I can drag it over. All right, the bullish entry was price over 606.04. So it got up there for micro minute right there this morning. 606.04. No, it didn't even get up there. Didn't even get up there. There was an aggressive entry right here, and I took that, and that's where I accumulated some of the calls that I used for my call spread. Okay, so there's SPY on those 604, on the 604, excuse me, on the 606, never even got up there. All right, so let's take a look at the charts, and let's take a look at it on the scratch here. 10-minute, got a 10-minute downtrend coming into the close. 2-hour, we still got that 2-hour downtrend coming into the close. I'm expecting price to probably come down and make a connection. All right, probably right about here, right in with this 600 number and this anchored VWAP that originates from this breakup candle low right there. So you got a breakup candle low, and right here from this VWAP, anchored VWAP, all the way up to 600. We'll see how close it gets, but I think they have that in target. A little bit of exhaustion going into today's final candle. If we look at it on the 5-minute, that's the 2-hour, you can see price kind of like pushing down, and just you can see the bounce right now. All right, so there's SPY on the 10-minute downtrend, 2-hour downtrend. On the daily chart, okay, we still have a daily uptrend, all right? But price is not looking as healthy as it used to, because we got prices now lower high, lower low, closing under the bullish trap, but still over the rising 17 EMA, okay? So it's looking really fantastic up here. Now it's kind of resting, pulling back here. Maybe it needs a week of rest. We'll see what happens. So there's SPY on the daily chart, have a little pullback. I think it probably pulls back to the 600 number, and I think we got some minor support here and here. We could bounce off that 600 number, all right? Not to mention we've got the anchored VWAP from down here that brings us up there. So I think we probably bounce off of that number for about $3 or $4 minimum. That would take us back to 603, 604, and then we'll see how things fan out from there. All right, so there's SPY on the daily chart, still making higher highs and higher lows, still bullish, okay? If you take it from the September low right here and you put the quad lines in, I'll just put them in real quick here. So take the quad lines in. You can still see we're up in quadrant 4. So we're still bullish there. We're still up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, which would be right up here. Let me see if I can push that up there. Okay, so you can see we're still up over that prior all-time high anchored VWAP right there. So price action still bullish up here on SPY, just having a pullback right now. All right, everything's still bullish on SPY. QQQ. Wow, what happened there? Wait. All right, we got it fixed. All right, QQQ. All right, lower high, lower low, closing in the bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. Okay, up in quadrant 4. This is still bullish. It's up over the 17, up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Still bullish, just not moving up today. Okay, having a couple days rest. All right, remember it took them a lot of work to take it from here and bring it up to there. All right, so a couple days rest, maybe even a week and a half rest is kind of in order. I mean, look at how much time it took them to rest from this high. That was 5 days. This is only the second day. Okay, so it could take a while. Same with SPY, all right? Remember, they had 5 days rest. Took them a while before they could get back up here and make a new high. All right, so maybe 5 days of rest. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's SPY on the daily chart. There's QQQ on the daily chart. FNGU. All right. A little bit different. Got an outside day here. Let's see. Low here is 570.50. Low here is 570.03. All right, so we've got, that's a lower low. Okay, so we got an outside day. Higher high, lower low. That is a new all-time high for FNGU that was put in today. If that candle holds true, and it does, that's a new all-time high for FNGU right up there early this morning. All right, so there's FNGU putting in a new all-time high. Don't know how they did it and what they did it with, but they got themselves a new all-time high. I don't remember anything moving up. Amazon did move up. A couple other things we were looking at didn't move up, but there's FNGU putting in a new all-time high early this morning. All right, on the daily chart, let's go back to it. Closing in the bullish trap over the rising 17, over the rising, prior high anchored VWAP, up in quadrant 4. Heck, it made a new all-time high. It doesn't get any better than that. There's FNGU on the daily chart. Still bullish, still in an uptrend. Same with QQQ and SPY. Let's take a look at IWM. All right, here's IWM, still sleeping. Okay, lower high, lower low, closing underneath bearish trap over flat 17 EMA right there, and just over prior all-time high anchored VWAP right there, IWM. For these 10 days, that's 2 weeks right there since making this all-time high, which was completed in 5 days. All right, 10 days of rest here. Okay, so got a bull flag. I'm just gonna say, like, this is not rolling over. Okay, it went up, all right, and instead of coming back down, I mean, it's really just kind of moving over like a bull flag. And I don't know, maybe they got themselves another move up to the upside. We'll see what they got. But that's what it's showing me. All right, I mean, if they were really unsure about this high, they would have gone up and came right back down. But they didn't do that this time. They kind of went up and they're hanging out. So they're up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. All right. They're up in over the 17. That's bullish. Still making higher highs and higher lows. That's bullish. So still bullish on Russell 2000, IWM. Take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow doing the same thing. Okay, it's not going up and then coming back down. Again, it's got kind of the same look, moving up and then kind of slant back right there. Could have gone up and then made the TP, but no TP. So it's kind of moving up, just moving off to the side. So price action up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. Okay, over the 17 EMA, it's green, so that's bullish. Price action, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, but still over that prior all-time high anchored VWAP, up in quadrant 4. Still making higher lows and higher highs, so it's still bullish, still in an uptrend. So there's Diamond Dow just taking extended leave right there. Let's take a look at some technicals. Technicals, we'll start off T2122, and I thought for sure we were going to bounce off the midpoint and find our way inside the buy zone. We did not. We slammed right through, found ourselves all the way into the oversold zone. I mean, we just went airborne, like over the seller's chop zone, over the bear's sell zone, and right into the oversold zone, and then we just popped from there. Right back over the sell zone and just chomped around inside the seller's chop zone all day long before closing at the end of the day in the sell zone. So the trend that I thought was over, not quite over yet, I guess, because they've kind of found their groove right back again. So here we had these lower highs right through here, and of course they resumed the trend right through there, T2122. Let's take a look at T2123. T2123, gaps down. Not a good sign. Bulls didn't fill the gap. Okay, I got to call it like it is. Not a good sign when the bulls don't fill the gap there. Notice the bears filled their gap yesterday. Today, the bulls did not fill the gap. Looks like red from the beginning of the day almost to the end of the day got like an inverse cradle going on here. All right, I did like this consolidation coming off this gap down right back up here. But then they lost it at the end of the day. It was looking real good when we got these green candles right there. So here we are again under the 200 SMA. This is nothing new for us. Okay, we've found ourselves in this position over here, and deja vu all over again today. All right, we find ourselves underneath it again. Okay, but let's take a look at everything. We're still up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. Okay, you got to remember 2 or 3 days ago, we put in new all-time highs. That's bullish. We're just under this 200 SMA on the 15. Still hanging out in quadrant 4. That's still bullish. All right, so we still got that bull flag kind of looking look. See the move up and then over to the right here. That's still bull flag. We still could get another breakout. We'll see if it's in the cards, all right? So long as they continue to like consolidate up here, we'll see what happens. So there's T2123. Let's take a look at same chart, but this time it's a 3-bar. Okay, so we changed the color of the candles today. Okay, we had 3 green yesterday, 3 red today. Again, it's the same product, so we're still up in quadrant 4. Difference is the relationship between the 200. On the 15-minute, we are under it. On the 3-bar, we're still above it, but the 200 is closing that gap between price action and the 200 SMA right there pretty quickly here. So it should be up there probably by, before Christmas. All right, so there's T2123. Let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU started out making a new all-time high. Doesn't get any better than that. After that, they just kind of sold off for the rest of the day. Still up over this rising 200. Everything's still looking good on FNGU, closing up in the upper quadrant over the 200 SMA, up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Everything's still looking good, FNGU. Let's take a look at a few sectors. All right, first sector we're going to look at, let's take a look at precious metals. Silver and gold, both in downtrends. Okay, silver would have to take out this high over here to negate the downtrend. All right, so still got a lot of work to do. First, they got to climb on top of these 12-year all-time high anchored VWAPs right there. They got to get themselves up over this area and hold, okay, and then climb into the upper third and hold, and then climb into the upper quadrant and get ready to challenge those. So there's silver. Nice, not a bad candle today. Inside day, higher low, lower high, closing over a bullish trap and over the 17 EMA. Okay, so not a bad candle for today. Not as green as we'd like it, but that's what it is. Gold. All right, here's gold popping up today, back into quadrant 4. Nice look for gold. Gold, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Gold is in a downtrend. Silver is in a downtrend. Okay, if we go back to silver, silver is in a downtrend because they took out this low here. So in order to get the uptrend, like I said, they got to take out that high. Back to GLD. All right, GLD is also in a downtrend because they took out this low right here. Ever since taking out that low, they haven't moved any lower. All right, in fact, they've moved in the opposite direction and created this bull flag. And you can see right now, price action is coming really close to negating the downtrend. If they pop through and make a higher high than what we got here, that will negate the downtrend, creating yet again another higher low and a higher high. They have to pop over this high in order to recover the uptrend and negate the downtrend. All right, so there's gold on the daily chart, up on quadrant 4, looking good. Over the trap, over the rising 17. Everything's still looking good and bullish on gold. All right, not as healthy as it looks up here, but still looking good up in quadrant 4. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. We'll start off SMH. All right, SMH is in a downtrend. They have to take out this high in order to create an uptrend. All right, now they have to take out this high in order to create an uptrend. Okay, they made it a little bit easier on themselves. They got themselves into a downtrend by producing a lower low. This was a low. They created a lower low. Now they're in a downtrend. Price action for today, lower high, lower low, closing under all-time high anchored VWAP, which is right there, closing under the 17, closing under a bearish trap, closing above the midpoint. Okay, above the midpoint is bullish. That's on the bull side of price action. I prefer it in the upper third or in the upper quadrant, but it's still bullish on the other side of the midpoint. If we look at this just carefully, you know, it's still got to move up and over to the right. That's still holding the higher ground. As long as they can continue to hold price up over this midpoint, this is still kind of bullish. Not completely bullish, but still kind of bullish right there on SMH. All right, so, but still in a downtrend. Until they take out this high, they'll be in an uptrend. All right, so there's SMH on the daily chart. Just got to take out the high. Still in a downtrend, and not looking good today because, you know, again, closing underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. You know, it's not a good thing. It's better to be on the other side. You can't make new highs. Okay, let me just say this: you can't make new all-time highs if you're closing candles underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, that's a fact. All right, so there's SMH, still in a downtrend, but still on the bullish side. Let's take a look at XLK. All right, XLK still making higher lows and higher highs, still in an uptrend, closing in quadrant 4, still bullish, closing up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, still bullish. You can remember 3 days ago, they put in a new all-time high right there, right where my cursor is. So they're having a rest. Closing over the rising 17, that's bullish. Closing underneath the bearish cross, that's not so bullish. But all in all, up in quadrant 4, still looking good on XLK. Take a look at XLF. All right, XLF still closing in quadrant 4. That's bullish. Underneath the prior all-time high anchored VWAP, not so much. Closing underneath the 17, not so much. And underneath the bearish trap, not so much. Okay, but still in nice position. Not making lower lows yet, okay? If they take out this low, they'll have themselves a downtrend, but right now, still in quadrant 4, still looking kind of bullish right now. I don't like this because they went up and kind of gave it up right there, but that's just neutral, all right? So there it is, XLF, still bullish, all right? Just went up and gave it up. Not a big fan of that, all right? Neutral. I like them when they go up and they kind of hold. That's kind of my favorite thing. All right, let's take a look at XLE and XLI. And right there, XLE, this is energy. So here's energy. Okay, energy went up and then they gave it up. Okay, so that's just neutral. All right, if they break this low, they'll have themselves a downtrend. Right now, they're still making higher lows and higher highs. Just a steep pullback here after making that new high up there. Closing up here and closing down here in quadrant 2. Okay, not a good look for the XLE. All right, closing in quadrant 2. Closing underneath an all-time high anchored VWAP right there. That's not a good look. It's hard to make new all-time highs when you keep closing candles underneath your all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, price action closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the fall, rolling over 17 EMA, all right, and underneath the midpoint. Okay, so XLE kind of losing it right now. All right, let's take a look at XLF. Okay, I think we did XLF. Let's take a look at XLI. All right, here's XLI. XLI, again, underneath that all-time high, prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Again, like I said, it's hard to make new all-time highs when you keep closing candles underneath your prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action, closing in the upper third, that's bullish. Didn't make a lower low yet, so it still has that uptrend status. They came dangerously close to converting this uptrend into a downtrend had they broke this low right here. Still slightly attached to this uptrend line. That's good. Just closing under the trap, under the 17, but up in the upper third. Still got a bullish look to it on the XLI, just kind of sloppy right now. All right. So we did XLE, we did XLF, we did XLI. Let's take a look at XRT. Now look at XRT. XRT is doing the right stuff. Okay. It's a move up and then over to the right. So that's the right stuff. That's what I like. This is really looking good. Keep an eye on Costco, Amazon, and Walmart. XRT today, price action. Got a lower low, lower high, but closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. Closing over yesterday's close, so that's bullish right there. This is looking ready to like pop up for another leg up, maybe up to 88.48. We'll see if they can get it done. All right, last one, which is not pretty, all right? And I don't expect it to be very pretty today. And that is the transports. And let's take a look at IYT. All right, IYT. If they, and I think they did, all right, so the low here is 71.10. The low here is 71.20. Okay, so they just made a lower low today. All right, so they got themselves into a downtrend by making a lower low right here. Price action, you can see it looks like an outside day, which is a higher high and a lower low, closing underneath the uptrend line, closing underneath two prior all-time high anchored VWAPs, closing underneath the bearish trap, closing underneath the rolling 17, closing underneath the upper third, closing in quadrant 3. They got some work to do to recover this. All right. The good news is they haven't broken. They're kind of right here. If they get below that, that's the rubber band candle. That'll be all over for them for a little while. That's IYT. That's the transports. All right. Traders, that's it for me for today. I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and we'll do it again. Hope to see you then. Any questions? Any questions on today? SPY MMRP still alive. Let's check it out. Forgot to mention that. All right, SPY MMRP. Let's go to the clear chart. How about this one right here? Let's take that off. All right, let me just play this out. All right, here's the first four right there. It's the igniting move. Now we got the pause. There's 4 candles pause. 4 candles support right here. And oh gosh. All right, 4 candles price advancement right there. 3 candles for Thanksgiving right there. 4 candles right here. They haven't made it. Okay, let's see what we got for lows. We got a low here, 602.34. 602.13. So they made a lower low right here. They could recover it, but by all means, it's kind of over with right there. It's kind of done for. All right. Unless, of course, they can create the higher high. All right, and they only got 2 days left to get that done, to create a higher high, which would mean price would have to set off and make a new all-time high over 609. Okay, so there's where the MMRP is right now. So that pretty much ends it right there for today, making a lower low. Unless, of course, they can revive it if they make the higher high. But that's a lot of work with a 10-day ATR of $3.13. Even if you add, if you did 2 of those, that would bring you up to 609. It'd be close. It'd be real close, 609.21. If they got two of these added onto this, it would be close right there. John, FTAI, thoughts on a short. Let's take a look. FTAI. Thoughts on a short. Breaking. All right, you got red erases green right here. So that's red erases green. Okay, you're right into support right here. See this? See this candle kind of bouncing today? That's support right there. This is the spike candle. And if price gets below the bottom of these 2 candles, yes, to come all the way down to the breakup candle low. All right, that would be my first target. But it's gotta breach the bottom of these 2 candles and kind of hold this area down here. Other than that, it's still alive. All right. I mean, they took out this, so it's kind of a downtrend, but they're spiking this right here. So we'll see what happens. But I like it if below this 148.71. All right. All right, traders, until tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. Everybody have a great night. Guess what I got to do today? I got to put in a dishwasher. All right, so that's not fun. Putting in a dishwasher. Now, sliding the oven into the cubbyhole, that's easy. Pushing the refrigerator in there, yeah, exactly. Good luck. Hooking up water with a small hole for the pipe to go through, that's not fun. All right, so I got to put in a dishwasher today. Well, the good news is it's a new dishwasher, so that's nice. Okay? Bad news is I got to do it. All right, everybody. Everybody have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock. All right, thank you.